3, 2, 1.
Well, folks, it's finally here. UFC 306 is right around the corner. I'm Connor Rowntree, and here at Sports Tree today, we're going to go through and break down every single one of the fights on the card for UFC 306 on Mexican Independence Day. It's going to be a banger at the Sphere. There's going to be movies, apparently. There's only 10 fights on the card, so we're going to be able to dive in and give you lots of juicy details and find some great lines and great bets for this fight. If you want to get all of our best bets with win probabilities presented by our model, our betting model over on Sports Tree, head over to sportstree.ca and check it out right now. But let's jump into the card. Kicking off the card, folks, it's Raul Rosas Jr. taking on Richie Lang. Now, this fight is set up for Raul Rosas Jr. to go out and just wipe the floor with Richie Lang. Richie Lang, he's awful off of his back. That's how you beat him. You get him to the mat. He's got a 58% takedown defense, and he gets dominated down there. When he lost to Cody Durden, he was taken down 5 times, and then he was also knocked out before. So I don't like Richie Lang's skill set. 25-11, that kind of says it all. Raul Rosas Jr., he's young, he's strong, he's powerful. He's a grappler. That's what he's going to do. He's going to get this to the ground and hunt the submission. The submission pays much better than the 10-1 line. So if you want to use Rosas Jr. in a parlay, he'll probably win. The UFC is setting him up for this just to juice it. I'm not going to do that personally because, 10-1 odds, that's not really where I want to be placing my money, or 1-10 odds, pardon me. That's not where I want to be. However, Raul Rosas Jr. for the submission carries some value. Moving up the card, it's Edgar taking on Joshua Van, and I love Joshua Van in this fight, although he's coming in on short notice, so be cognizant of that. The problem is, I might still have to bet him. I might still have to tie him in to juice up a parlay because he is that good and he should just dominate this fight. Edgar Chairez absorbs over 4 significant strikes per minute while dishing out only 2.69. Joshua Van averages over 8.5 strikes landed per minute. He is going to maul Chairez. This should not be a close fight. I do like Joshua Van. He's going to be the smaller man, but he's going to be younger. He's going to be more powerful, and he is coming in, again, on short notice. So that's the one thing holding me back from betting Joshua Van outright. We'll run it through the model and see if that short notice really deteriorates his odds in winning this fight and his win probability. But I do like Joshua Van. Yasmin Jauregui versus Ketlin Souza. Yasmin Jauregui is one of the best female prospects I've ever seen. Yeah, she got knocked out by Denise Gomes, but Denise Gomes knocked her out in 20 seconds and just mauled her, and Denise Gomes is a strong woman. Yeah, let's go with that. She dominated Sam Hughes. Love that. Unanimous decision victory. She stopped Nunes, and she beat Luciendo. So I like her record. I think she's had a decent strength of schedule that she's gone up against. And I don't rate Ketlin Souza. I don't think she's that good. She's older. She's at a reach disadvantage here. She does have decent striking defense, but I think Yasmin Jauregui is just too well trained and is the future of this division. So look out for Yasmin Jauregui to win that fight. Manuel Torres versus Ignacio Bahamondes. I kind of like Manuel Torres in this one over Ignacio Bahamondes. He just lands a ton of volume, over 8 significant strikes per minute, only absorbing 3. However, Ignacio Bahamondes lands over 7 significant strikes per minute. These guys, they don't spend too long in the octagon. Manuel Torres has literally never been out of the first round in the UFC, so maybe we'll be playing it under. We'll run that through the model on sportstree.ca, and you can get our best bet for this fight here. But something tells me there's going to be violence in this fight, because last time we saw Ignacio Bahamondes, he knocked his opponent out in the very first round. We're looking for violence in that one. Irene Aldana versus Norma Dumont. So I did get a bet out early on Norma Dumont when she was an underdog, because I think there is a pretty clear path to victory here, and that's just the grappling. Aldana will look good throughout the fight. She's a good boxer. She's got great stand-up. She loves to throw hands. However, I think if Norma Dumont can get this to the ground, she can win on control time and possibly even the submission. Both these ladies average over 14 minutes of octagon time per fight, so the over will be pretty juiced. Norma Dumont's won 4 consecutive fights. I think she can pull this one off. I think she's going to be the stronger lady, although she's at the height disadvantage here. It's going to come down to the fact, can she implement her game plan, get the takedowns, and dominate control time, or is Irene Aldana going to land the damage shots and win it on the judges' scorecards with her boxing? Whichever lady can implement her game plan will win this fight. Ronaldo Rodriguez versus Ode Osborne. So I just watched the press conference, and I hate Ronaldo Rodriguez. That guy needs to get just pumped. Lazy boy just needs to just get absolutely knocked the fuck out. I can't stand those antics. However, I don't think Ode Osborne's the guy to do it. Ode Osborne, he loses fights. He's the guy that you have to fade in the UFC. One of those fighters you see on the card and you're like, I don't care who he's fighting. We're betting against Ode Osborne. He's lost consecutive fights, both of them by rear naked choke, and both of them in situations that were probably avoidable. He got knocked out by Tyson Nam just a few fights ago. His last win was against Charles Johnson. I'm not sold on Ode Osborne. Ronaldo Rodriguez's best path to victory is to get inside that massive reach by Ode Osborne. Ode Osborne has a huge reach advantage of 8 inches in this fight. So if he can get on the inside, get to the ground, find the submission, that's his path to victory. I do think he will do it. I think Ronaldo Rodriguez is probably the way to go in this fight. We'll run the model, and you can check it out on sportstreet.ca, but he should go out there and get the job done, and probably by submission, because Ode Osborne will probably just give him his neck. At least he has a tendency to do that. Daniel Zellhuber versus Esteban Rikovich. I like Zellhuber in this one. He is a tall lightweight, man. 6'1" for 155 with a 77-inch reach. Taking on Esteban Rikovich, who only has a 69-inch reach, 8-inch reach advantage. The difference is in this fight, I think Zellhuber is extremely smart and knows how to use that reach to his advantage. He lands over 5.5 significant strikes per minute, and he knows how to keep this fight on the feet with his 94% takedown defense. These guys combined have only ever lost 2 fights. You got 15-1 for Zellhuber. Rikovich coming back at 13-1. This should be a great fight, one of the fights I'm more excited for, but give me Zellhuber to control the range, keep this fight on the feet if Rikovich does try to level change, and I think Zellhuber can just overpower him with nice shots at range and use his reach to his advantage at distance. Look for Zellhuber to win this fight. Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopez. Man, I love Brian Ortega. I bet Brian Ortega in his last fight when he beat Yair Rodriguez. However, he took so much damage in that fight, man. So much damage. He could have beat Volkanovski. He's just not very active, where Diego Lopez is on the up and up. So Brian Ortega, he's getting hurt. He's rolling his ankle going into fights, in the octagon before fights. Yeah, he found a way to win that, but Diego Lopez is going to be a different beast off of his back. He's much better on the ground than Yair Rodriguez was, and I don't think Ortega has it anymore. He's been to wars. He's been to hell and back. I'm a huge Ortega fan, but I do think he's outclassed on the feet here, and I don't think Diego Lopez through 3 rounds is going to have time to make a mistake to the point that Ortega will capitalize. So I'm going to have to take Diego Lopez. He's got the reach advantage. He's younger. He's the better striker. Ortega gets hit over 6.5 times per minute. If Lopez can find his shots, he's going to dominate this fight. It's just, can he keep it on the feet? I think he'll be able to, because Ortega, he does like to swang and bang, and he usually takes advantage of opponents making mistakes. I don't see Diego Lopez making a mistake. I like Diego Lopez in this fight, but I want to take Brian Ortega. I'm looking for reasons to bet Brian Ortega, but I can't. Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko. The easy bet of the night is that this one's going to go long. Could there be a finish? Yes, but these girls are very familiar with these styles. This is the 3rd time they're going into the octagon together. Valentina Shevchenko won that last fight. It was pretty obvious. One judge gave Alexa Grasso a 10-8 in that 5th round. That was not a 10-8. That's the only reason why it was ruled a draw. Valentina Shevchenko should be the champion of the world. This should be for the championship, which it is. But I think Alexa Grasso is the younger, more fluid striker. It's Muay Thai versus boxing. I should be able to favor Muay Thai because of the kicks, but Alexa Grasso, she has some decent head movement, and she's got the more powerful hands. And Valentina Shevchenko, she keeps her head on the center line, and I don't think that's going to serve her well. The grappling advantage does lie with Shevchenko. It's just, can she do it? Can she control Grasso? If this is Shevchenko in her prime, I'd have to take her. But Alexa Grasso, she's young, she's hungry. This is going to be a good fight. We're going to run the model and check out who we have winning, who the model has winning over on sportstreet.ca. All right, folks, it's time for the main event of UFC 306. Suga Sean O'Malley taking on Merab Dvalishvili, and we're going with the Suga Show via knockout. There's your breakdown. No, in all seriousness, Merab does not move his head off the center line. He does not have any technique. Yes, he is an effective grappler because he weaponizes his cardio. That is his weapon. He's going to come at you from all night, but he's going to be coming at you from a straight line. Suga Sean O'Malley has the best footwork in the UFC. He lands over 7.5 significant strikes per minute while absorbing 3.5. He is a master of range management, and he will pick his shot and he will put Merab to sleep. Suga Sean O'Malley via knockout. Take it to the bank. For all of our best bets with our betting models, win probability ratings, head over to sportstree.ca and sign up today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Connor Rowntree. Enjoy the fights.
3, 2,